We finally got here and we were able to meet up with Sierra 55, a chief search and rescue team. I've been driving about 20 hours, but they have agreed to talk to us and share with us their testimony. Can we just start by, who are you?
James Doherty, and we are Sierra 55. This is Laurel, Nolan, and John.
And James, why are you out here?
To help.
Okay. Can you explain to the viewers on what you went through to get here?
It was a lot. We came down working for a PMC company, I did, and the PMC company was ran out by some locals after, I believe, week 2.5. So after that, they told me they had to get out. I relinquished my title and my position and said I'm staying with my dog, that people needed help down here. He understood. He was completely nice and calm and collective. So we started taking supplies, getting our dogs ready, and we just started working, building a team, getting it together. The more affected areas we seen, the bigger we got, the more things we got, the more people we were able to help.
So you have a group of 5. You originally came out here through your employer. You quit so that you can stay out here and continue to help people. Nolan, what about you?
So I'm 21, 22, and I was coming up to North Carolina after the hurricane so that I could help out the folks out here. I live in Florida, and so, both hurricanes hit Florida first. And so for the first few weeks, I just ran around, helping the folks down there, getting the trees out of the roads, that kind of thing. I just stopped going to work so I could help everybody out there. And then I heard about an opportunity to come over here. So when I heard about that opportunity, I came up to North Carolina to, just see what I could do. And I was here for a couple of days passing out food and water. On the second day that I was out there passing out food and water at this church, I saw these 2 guys, James and John. I saw them in the church, and they looked real tired. And now the difference was, what we were doing, we were passing out food and water, right? And, it wasn't that hard. We worked for 8 hours a day. We were done at 5. It was fine. These guys looked tired. And so I thought, I want to talk to them, see what's up with them. So, right, I talked to them. They told me that they're in search and rescue. And as soon as they say that, I think that's what I need to be doing. Like, that's how I can really, really help people. Not that distribution of food and water isn't helping, just that's where my heart was. So I kind of walk away, and it just kept being on my heart that I should go talk to him and see if I could help him. Thought the answer would be no, but I was like, okay, Lord, if you want me to do this and help them, meaning that I would stay here longer, not knowing how to get home, then they're going to still be in this church building when I come back. And so I came back, and when I walked in the room they were in, they were walking out of the church to leave, and I wasn't going to see them again because I was going to go home that night. And I yelled over, I said, hey, and James turned around, and he said, yeah. I said, you guys need any extra hands out there? And James said, you going to be here tomorrow? And I said, yeah, because if he needed my help, I was going to stay. And I said, yeah. He said, be here at 10. So since then, I've been rolling with them. And since that day, it's gotten so much bigger. We've been able to help so many more people, and that's been a huge blessing.
So basically you all, for the most part, came out here separately. You've joined teams because your heart to serve Americans in need grew you guys together. And now, if I'm not mistaken, you guys are the top or chief SAR team right now. So can you explain and try to articulate, like, okay, we see a lot of polarizing stuff on social media. What's going on behind the scenes? Is there still a need? The hurricane hit 6 weeks ago. Why are you guys still here?
The need is definitely still here for help. We don't have, we have people living in U-Haul trailers. I have a 72-year-old lady living in a U-Haul trailer who couldn't keep her insulin warm, so she was hospitalized or cold. There's still X amount of people missing that they're not disclosing. There's people living in tents in front of their houses, whole tent cities. There's devastation not only in the bigger cities where everybody gets to see, but also the smaller communities. And the help had left because everybody thought it had been The help hadn't left; it had dwindled because everybody thought it was just another hurricane. But what they don't understand is, there's people that have nothing left, and they're stuck in the mountains, and it's getting cold, and there's no shelter other than a tent and a propane heater. Here directly in this part of Tennessee we're seeing people get sent home because they don't have food to feed the volunteers anymore. Some of the places aren't taking donations anymore because they're being told by larger entities that people don't need help anymore. When the people are begging for help, and it seems like no one's answering the call. So, somebody's got to answer the call. Find a point of contact. If you don't have a point of contact, we'll be your point of contact. A point of contact, and we can point you in directions, or your point of contact should be able to point you in directions. It's everywhere. There are churches everywhere. I would find a church that can point you in the right direction if you don't want to contact a team like ours. Any agency, as far as the churches go, definitely can get you in the right place.
Can you walk us through the last week of your work? What you guys had to go through? Was it easy? Was it hard? What did you guys go through the last week?
The last week's been pretty challenging. We came up for some R&R, and then we got stopped by a local EMS and a out-of-state detective that were waiting on a SAR team. They asked if we were a SAR team, and turns out we are. I wouldn't say it's been difficult, but it's been very heartfelt and enlightening and inspiring and eye-opening. But no, it's been a great week and a half. It's going to get better.
How much longer do you think there's going to be a need out here? Are you guys almost done, or is this something that's going to take a long time to get back to normal, if ever at all?
All the SAR teams that we've been talking to, and all the commands, and all of our comms guys and technical guys, and all the guys projecting everything is talking. At spring, we're only going to be about halfway. At spring. What
needs to be done next? Where are you guys at as far as the recovery?
As far as recovery goes, if we need more cadaver dogs to come back. We need more teams to come back. We need more aerial support, thermal, LiDAR. Actually, not even thermal, LiDAR, sonar, some 3D mapping. We need more support. We need more volunteers to walk the fields and the rivers. We need people to man the phones. We need people to man social media, to scan things, to ask the families and relatives for information for all of these people. We need manpower.
Is the loss of life underreported?
Absolutely.
So in mainstream media, it's saying, and it's still a lot, 200-300 people passed away. How much more? Again, you guys are boots on the ground, so there's a certain level of you're gonna just know more than what I'm gonna know when I'm sitting on my couch watching TV. You guys are in it. You guys are being heroes. You're helping.
We were asked to keep that private and not disclose that information, but they said don't disclose the exact information, but it's in the thousands.
And how many people would you say are still missing?
We can actually report that. Total missing, I believe it's 567 right now.
567?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how are you guys as far as support? Are you guys running on fumes? Do you have enough support financially, supplies? Where are you guys at with as far as?
We're running on fumes. Every team out here is running on fumes. Our dogs are tired because there's so few teams out here left. We are running on fumes, but at the same time, we are still being blessed at the last second to keep going, and we're going to continue going until we run out of resources.
And what's your biggest need right now? Your team.
My team, funding, veterinarian care, funding for gear. Like we could use, we're doing a lot of travel in vehicles. We could use side-by-sides from four-wheel drive vehicles to get up the mountains. We came down here in our personal vehicles. That's not even my personal vehicle out there. That is, we lost reverse dropping off a donation to a animal rescue company, and she said, you can just back out. I said, I don't have reverse. She said, oh, you can take our SUV. He had to have his truck brought up from South Carolina. we could use mobilization, and that's for all of us. Like some of these SAR teams, a lot of these guys are volunteers. Like they're volunteer SAR teams that just have HRD dogs. HRD is human remains detection dogs that have been trained, and these guys are volunteers. They're not actually real companies. They don't have any real funding. They don't have side-by-sides to get their dogs up. We have needs to keep going.
Can you explain to the viewers your responsibilities today?
My responsibilities today were basically to field questions and find anything related, as well as push my dog to spots that have been called on or spots that had any remains or anything that looked like remains from the victim or the missing persons. I really didn't have the hugest responsibilities today. Nolan coordinated a lot of that, and he set it all up, and he's a technical officer, so he handled all the technicalities for everything and all of the groups getting there and the side-by-sides. That was a big Nolan thing.
Nolan, what would you say, if you were to give a message to people that are at home on their couches, because a lot of people don't know what's going on. They're assuming FEMA came in or someone came in, cleaned it up, there's nothing to worry about. What message could you give to them? You're 21 years old, you joined this team, you followed your heart. What do you tell someone that's sitting there watching this happen?
Well, the big thing for me was, my background with this storm was it hit me first. And so out of that, it was like people that I know are hurt or injured or property damages. And so it was like, I need to go help them because I can help them. My house was fine. I was fine. So I can go help them. And because, a lot of them would do the same for me. And I guess I would say that, almost everybody in the nation doesn't know how bad it is out here. I did not know how bad it is out here until I got here and I saw it for myself, and I was amazed at how bad things are here, the damage that's been done here, and how much need there is and how much need there's going to be for years. And so the message, I suppose, would just be, after understanding just how bad things are, if you're able to help, some of us are called to go. Some of us, the Lord calls to go and serve physically. And then there are those of us that can't go and serve physically. And then there are those that are called to help in other ways, remotely. But, love your neighbor as yourself. That's not a me judging anybody statement. That's truth, and it is fulfilling. This stuff we're doing out here, hardest I've ever worked in my life. And I was raised on a farm. We did hard work, right? But this is tough stuff. But there's nothing that's been more fulfilling than being able to help people, and that's across the board. There's nothing that's more fulfilling than helping other people that really need it.
Nolan, can you explain to the viewers, from your point of view, and you may want to chime in too, can you talk a little bit on the response potentially from the municipalities? Can you explain maybe and help clear up? I know what happens in Houston. Normally the immediate response is the community. Is that what you guys saw here, where it was the community coming together? And if so, can you explain how important that is? Obviously, you're being led to help your brothers and sisters. So I'm assuming that community is important to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. That's kind of the story with most things like this, most disasters. Civilians, the people around you, your neighbors, they're going to be the first people that are able to help. They're going to get there faster than first responders and EMS. So the community, especially where we've been, the community has been amazing. It has been so encouraging to our entire team to see all the people that are pouring their own time and their own money, people that are coming in from different states to help in just whatever ways they can. The community has been a blessing to everybody that's been hurt here, and also to us as we're trying to help. Okay. So that's been very encouraging.
James, what do you think about this 21-year-old kid on your team right here?
I think he's. Listen, if I could, I told him this last night. I've trained a lot of people in my life. This kid's trainable, and he listens and he learns well, and that's the whole team. I've been doing this since I was young, but this whole team, they're not a bunch of tier 1 operators, but I'll take them. They're good.
What would you say the strongest thing about your team is?
Integrity. Tooth or nail, they're going to get it done.
Is this your dog right here?
No.
Whose dog is this?
This is James's dog.
And what is this dog? What is the dog's job?
Storm is a HRD dog, as well as my PTSD dog, and a few other qualifications. Storm's job is to make us all look good.
How's she doing?
She's doing great.
She's tired, like since day 2. You can go ahead and take that. She has to take that.
I just want to tell you guys real quick on behalf of the Real Estate Mindset community, we appreciate you guys. You guys are absolute heroes. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It takes absolute grit and heart and determination. We're going to do the best we can as well to contribute anything we can financially. We have a little bit of money already generated, so we'll contribute that to you. When's the last time you taken a break, James? It looks like it's been a minute, man. Have you been a minute?
We were supposed to take a break a little bit back. It's been a while.
But can you tell them, how did you even end up here? You ended up here at this base camp because you were trying to take a break. And then on your way up here, you saw an overwhelming amount of need. Could you go into that, James, and tell the viewers where we're at? A lot of people think that we're in North Carolina, but that's not accurate.
We're in East Tennessee. We're close to Irwin. We're in Greenville right now, actually. This is a blessing in itself to be able to sleep in a hot bed and have a stove and a fridge. Like, this is nice. Like, so I guess this kind of is a break. The little communities don't, you got bigger cities like Asheville and Swannanoa and all that, and they make the news, but, they just kind of forgot about these places. And it's not, the community, like he was saying, the community here didn't forget about them. The people that come through don't forget about it. If we can reach out to a whole nation to say, hey, what about the little communities that don't have anything or don't have the spotlight or the news? It's just as bad here. It's just as bad here.
Can you tell us, when I was driving down here, it hit me hard. It seemed like some of that mud bank was hundreds of feet in width. I've never gone through anything like that. Even the flooding I've gone through. What happened in Tennessee to create this? This has never happened before, obviously.
When Helene came through, she flooded a lot of things. She took a lot of water with her and pushed it down Nolichucky. And the Nolichucky was unforgiving. Like, it just, anything in this path from what we estimate, like almost 200 yards, 300 yards from river up on both sides. And there was, can't remember what the level of flooding was, but we seen cars that literally traveled less than a football field away, and it looks like it just got crumbled up into a pop can. It's swept. We found things that were from 20 miles away.
Can you just give us your backstory? Let us know why you're here and what you've learned throughout this time as well.
My name is John. I'm from Asheville, North Carolina, so I've been at it since day one. Storm hit. We were out of the house a couple hours later. And originally I was just working with the church, trying to get plugged in and serve best I could. My background, I spent 4 years as a volunteer firefighter. So I have some background in this, not specifically just search and rescue, but this is where my heart lays, doing work like this. And so I met James at the church. He was picking up supplies, and I helped him load his truck. And I remember he was asking me what I was doing that day, and I said, I'm going up here on the mountain to check and see if people are able to get out of their houses. And I'm also helping with any missing people that we find out about. And he said, I remember him specifically saying, let me know if you need help. I can get you a helicopter. And I knew from there that was a great connection to have. And we've just been working together ever since, trying to do what we can for the community and just not only search and rescue, but from anything from delivering supplies to cutting people out of their homes to whatever needs to be done.
You, sir, are an American hero. There is one more person on the team, and I have a special question for you, actually, a very special question. You seem like you have a huge heart. That's what I'm getting from you. And I would ask if you could talk to maybe the person in this area in Tennessee that is discouraged. Maybe they think they're alone, that no one's helping them. Can you give them a message of hope? You see right in front of you Americans helping Americans and asking for nothing in return. So can you give us a message of hope?
You know, this is a huge tragedy. It's a huge crisis. And as bad as it is, it's like we're seeing the very, very best come out of people. And there's no boundaries between us. When we're out on the field like that, it's like, I'm saying I love you to a stranger. I mean, we see eye to eye, and we just help each other. We feel their pain, and we want to all help each other as much as we can. People are giving the clothes off their back. They're side by side in their truck. Here, take it. Take it for a week. You know, there's just so much love and compassion and care. The best of humanity is coming out. And that's all I can say. Stuff is temporary, and, you know, the sad part is loss of life, and which we know is inevitable when we're born, but it never makes it easy. And but there is a silver lining in all this. And when I met these guys, this team, it's like what I told James, like, I don't know why, but I just see so much integrity. And it's a rare commodity. It was before this, but I see so much integrity in these people, and I want to be with them. I want to hang with them. I want to do life with them, and I am so blessed, because sometimes I feel like I'm losing hope in humanity, you know, but it's coming alive, and this is the silver lining in it, and it's bringing the best out of people.
Last question for Kathy. How much longer are you going to be out here with them?
As long as the Lord says you're done. You know, I don't know. This is a journey. I take it day by day, and it's just things are happening quick, and just day by day. And I'm in it. If the Lord says you're not moving, I'm not moving. If He tells me to quit tomorrow, I'll quit tomorrow. So I'm all in.
I'm going to have your email, your contact information. I'll also try to divert some of the funding for this trip to you guys. Obviously, I'm going to tell you right now, myself and my community, we want the help to go where it's needed. Who else is out there with you guys? I'm talking when you guys are going deep. You said you're flying drones. You were mentioning a helicopter. How many SAR teams are there of your caliber?
In the area, none.
So how do we make that change?
Asking. We've asked. A few have answered. We've actually got some new dogs coming in, so my dog gets a break. We had a sponsor, I shouldn't say a sponsor, a funder, get us some funding to stick another SAR team of dogs up here so that my dog can take a break. Not so much us, but the dog can take a break. She's bringing us 6 dogs and 2 handlers, so that's a big deal for us. We're going to stay out of the SAR team's way, and, you know, maybe their fresh eyes will see something we don't in some things, and we'll be support for them, because we don't want to make them feel controlled or anything. You know, 17, 18, we don't care how many. If they want to run it, we'll let them run it, because we're pretty tired, so they can catch something we can't. It's not about, you know, who's the better team or who has the better dog. It's about, you know, giving some relief to these people so that they can bury their loved ones in peace.
Nolan, let me give you the last words here, brother, before we go.
Honestly, all of us are out here. We're not here for our names to get out. That is not our intention at all. We want the community's names to get out, and we want people to learn what it's like over here, know the facts about the damage the storm has caused and the great need for help and support that the people out here need. This winter is going to be very hard on these people. When it gets cold, these people are displaced. They've lost their house, cars, no insurance, and they have nowhere to stay. So they're sleeping, you know, outside in the woods and U-Haul trailers. And when it gets so cold, you know, we're just trying to work as hard as we can so that we can mitigate as much as we can for this coming winter. But we're all just here to serve those people. And if there is anybody else that shares that desire, shares that heart to serve, you know where to find us.
Give them a round of applause and let's show them what YouTuber and a community can do for local heroes like them. Let's donate to them and let's help these people out until the job is done.